we're on. Working on it. Glad to have you with us. Welcome, everyone. If you're on Facebook, thank you for tuning in. You can click share there if you want. Maybe someone in your friends list will have an opportunity to take a listen to some tunes on a Monday night. And if you're on YouTube, please click subscribe. We'd like you to be a subscriber to the channel. Somehow or other, that helps us. I don't know how it works, but that's what I'm told. I only do what I'm told. Anyway, glad to have you with us, guys, on a Monday night. I'm a little on the weary side, and I got a long week ahead, but looking forward to seeing a lot of my friends in Charleston. We have a special event, country night tomorrow night at Dunleavy's Irish Pub, and then we have a special event and a brand new event in Mount Pleasant, the Outlaw Songwriter Night in Mount Pleasant at Bohemian Bull Thursday night. Then in Florida on Friday and Saturday, Sanford, Florida. Look forward to seeing my friends there. Then in St. Augustine, Florida, Sunday night. And back here for next Monday. Busy, busy time. Usually I don't work this many gigs in 1 week. But I'm trying to be like David Walsh, you know. I'm trying to be like David. To be like... Anyway. Speaking of my Charleston friends, wrote this song with my friend Bobby Tobin, lives on Sullivan's Island. Chances are he will be there Thursday night for a songwriter at night. Love like a garden each time it grows, day by day, row by row. Patience and labor is what you need to make your garden of love succeed. So work all day into the night, work it again till we get it right. It ain't easy, it never was. Love is a labor of love. Love is a labor of love. Love like a song needs harmony. I sing with you and you sing with me. And if we sing it strong enough, then what we feel turns into love. Work all day into the night, sing it again until we get it right. It ain't easy, it never was. Love is a labor of love. Love is a labor of love. Love like a child needs tender care. You can't tend it if you ain't there. But if your love is stable and true, the love you give will come back to you. Work all day into the night, work it again until we get it right. It ain't easy, it never was. Love is a labor of love. Work all day into the night, work it again till we get it right. It ain't easy, it never was. Love is a labor of love. Love is a labor of love. Love is a labor of love, written by myself and Bob Tobin. We were driving back from Nashville. Back in the day, we used to go to Nashville all the time, pitching songs and pitching artists and performing up there with the artists that we'd recorded in Charleston and this and that. It was a lot of fun back in the day. A big old what if. What if we got this? What if we did that? What if we got us a deal on that song or that artist? Da-da-da. Anyway. It all amounted to a hill of beans, but we had a lot of experiences and a lot of fun. How we doing over there, Mom?
Pretty good.
Everything okay?
She was, and Jane Liss said that she was going to request Labor of Love.
Was she?
Yeah.
We're on the
And,
same wavelength there,
and so
Jane.
now, so now how about Lonely River?
Lonely River. Well, I'll do that one too. How about that? Jane, I think I'm going to be in Anderson, South Carolina this month. 15, 16, 17. I think it's the 17th. It's a Friday night, May 17 at McGee's Irish Pub there in Scott's Irish Pub there in Anderson. I think I'll be there on the 17th, if memory serves. While I'm doing a couple of old songs that I've recorded over the years, I wrote that one, but I did not write this one. Let's see if I remember how it goes. Title song from one of the early albums. If you're like me, you lived in a big family in a small house. Everybody slept in the same beds. 5 kids, 2 parents, 1 bathroom. Boys go outside. Anyway, you may have only had one little spot that was yours and yours alone. No one else was allowed to go in there. That might have been a little King Edward box like mine that I had in those days. Hidden in my closet, right up near the top, back behind some records, there's an old King Edward box. Inside it are some treasures kept down through the years. No one else in this whole house even knows it's here. It holds the precious souvenirs I've had most all my life, like my lucky wooden nickel and my first real pocket knife. There's an arrowhead from a riverbed, Grandpa's railroad watch. There's a lifetime of memories, that old King Edward box. Don't know where it came from, can't think back that far. No one in my family even smoked cigars. It's just always been here with me and always will, I guess. 'Cause I wouldn't take love nor money for that cardboard treasure chest. Those precious souvenirs had most all my life, like my lucky wooden nickel I got Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and my first real pocket knife. There's an arrowhead from a riverbed, Grandpa's railroad watch. There's a lifetime of memories in that old King Edward box. One day when it's my turn to go and meet the Maker, and to sending me off to the promised land, my only request is that David Waltz would remember to put that old cigar box in my hand. 'Cause it holds the precious souvenirs I've had most all my life, like a picture of my mom. She became my daddy's wife. There's an arrowhead from a riverbed, Grandpa's railroad watch. There's a lifetime of memories in that old King Edward box. There's a lifetime of memories in that old King Edward box. King Edward Box, written by Mickey Cates, from Lufkin, Texas originally, moved to Nashville. He was a good songwriter and wanted to get himself a writer's deal, and he did with, I guess, if memory serves, he was with Alabama's, the 2 guys from the group called Alabama had a publishing company called Maypop. It was, I think that was their BMI company, Maypop. And it was Randy Owens and Teddy Gentry from Alabama, and they had a publishing company. And my buddy Cliff Williamson ran that company for a while after our little business went out of business. Everybody had to go get a real job. Anyway, Mickey Cates was signed to that company and wrote some great songs, and I had several hits, several cuts.
You know what you
Cheers.
hadn't heard in a long time you play is in between of them, between the two of them.
Between the two of them,
Yeah. Man, that was such a
he
great
wrote that,
song.
didn't
I did.
he? Yeah, he did.
That's just that'll yank your heart right out. It's great.
You think I'd remember it?
I don't know.
See, my wife has remembered another old song out of Nashville that nobody knows but us. You know, I think somebody did record that. In fact, it was such a good song. Randy Owens, with the group Alabama, was at a writer's night or a sing song, open mic or whatever it was in Nashville, and his own guy that wrote for his own company was on the stage and sang this song, and they said, he said, hold that song for me, hold that song for me. I got to record it. I got to record it. And they went in the studio, but they had trouble remembering how it went and this and that, and had to call him on the phone and get the melody and this and that. And he was doing something else somewhere else. Mickey was. Anyway, but it was later also recorded by Tanya Tucker, Cherry. I think Tanya Tucker covered it. The name of the song is Between the Two of Them. They married back in 32. They were young, love was new, and every day feeling grew between the two of them. Work grew scarce, times got bad, but the hope would overcome the sad, and hope was sometimes all they had. Between the two of them. 40s came, 50s went. The mortgage note replaced the rent. They made the most of each day spent between the two of them. Children all turned out just fine. He retired at 69, left with so little time between the two of them. Today I braved the graveyard rain, placed a rose between their names. That's the most that ever came between the two of them. And you know I miss them both so much. His crooked smile, her gentle touch, the pleasure of just growing up between the two of them. Boy, that's a happy little ditty right there.
That's a great song. Johnny Tanner said that he loves that song too.
What a great song. Between the two of them.
Yeah. And Fred Morse is on.
Fred Morris is on. Oh, I promised to do a song for Fred. Mickey Cates is his name, as I said. And, the publishing companies changed this, that, and the other. Last I heard, he was no longer working as a full time writer, had another job. But last I heard, but I don't know where he is now. Mickey Cates. Oh boy, Cherry. You got to look in that red book over there for Never Be the Same.
Okay.
All sad songs here tonight.
No, man.
What's up with that? Anyway, let's pick up the pace a little bit.
No, it's not on here.
Huh?
It's not in here.
Well, it wouldn't be alphabetical, Cherry.
Okay.
Um, it should be in there somewhere because if there's a folder, it should be in the folder because that was what I just, it was among the songs that I just recorded and I just did on the CD release event. Anyway, I'll see if I can do it for you there, Scott. Scott wanted to hear "Never Be the Same." Let's pick up the pace a little bit with this one. What do you say? Just to change the pace. The last 2 weeks or so, we've been doing this song and that song by Shel Silverstein. Shel Silverstein. We talked about him online too. Of course, great songwriter. Wrote A Boy Named Sue for Johnny Cash. Wrote beautiful children's books. Wrote On the Cover of the Rolling Stone. But he also wrote this one for Bobby Bear. Down in Louisiana where the black trees grow, there lived a voodoo lady named Marie Laveau. She got a bench scrawny body, stringy hair. If she ever saw y'all hanging around there, she'd go, hey, another man done gone. She lived in a swamp, in a hollow log, with the one-eyed snake and a three-legged dog. Black cat, old Joe Bone, and anybody wouldn't leave her alone. She go, whoa, man done gone. Then one night when the moon was black, down to the swamp came a handsome Jack, a no good man like you all know, looking around for Marie Laveau. He said, Marie Laveau, you lovely witch, give me a little charm that'll make me rich. Give me $1 million, I'll tell you what I do. This very night I'm gonna marry you, and it'll be woo, another man done gone. So Marie done some magic, she shook a little sand, she made $1 million, put it in his hand. She giggled and she wiggled and she said, hey, hey, I'm a-getting ready for my wedding day. But oh, handsome Jack, he said, goodbye, Marie, you too damn ugly for a rich man like me. Marie started mumbling, her fangs started gnashing, her body started trembling, her eyes started flashing. She went, oh, another man done gone. So if you ever get down where the moon trees grow, meet a voodoo lady named Marie Laveau. If she ever asks you to make her your wife, you better stay with her for the rest of your life. It'll be woo, another man done gone. Another man done gone. Another man done gone. Marie Laveau. Shel Silverstein wrote that song. Of course, Marie Laveau was actually a witch woman that lived in Louisiana way down there back in the day. Cherry said, Fred Morris is tuned in. Let's do a Fred Morris song that he requested. Some other people have requested this in the past, and I've done this program a time or two. It was written by Jackson Browne, and believe it or not, Jackson Browne, when he lived in California, of course, When Greg and Dwayne Allman went to California, and they had a group called the Allman Joys and this and that, uh, Dwayne Allman ended up leaving earlier and coming on back because he was doing session work and muscle shows and this and that. But Greg Allman stayed out there and very famously married Cher. There'd be that. But anyway, he stayed with Jackson Brown. And some of their hanging out and talking about songs and singing songs, he heard an old recording of a song that Jackson Brown had written when he was 16. And he took the song back to Georgia with him and recorded it on his first solo album. The name of the album is Laid Back. The name of the song is These Days. Jackson Brown started getting requests for this song because he wrote it, and he'd completely forgotten it, and he had to go to Greg Allman's version and relearn it because Greg Allman had refashioned it anyway. You know, Karen Loper requested this. Well, I've been out walking. I don't do that much talking these days. These days. These days I seem to think a lot about the things I forgot to do for you, and all the times I had a chance to. Well, I had a lover. It's so hard to risk another these days. These days. These days I seem to be afraid to live the life I had made in song. But it's just that I've been losing so long. These days I seem to be afraid to live the life I had made in song. But it's just that I've been losing so long. Well, I'll keep on moving on. Things are bound to be improving these days. These days. These days I sit on cornerstones, count the time in quarter tones to 10, my friend. Don't confront me with my failures. I had not forgotten them. Jackson Brown, a la Greg Allman. I guess we used to sing that one back in the old days, even when we were at Emmanuel College before it became Emmanuel University. But the person that requested that a few times, Fred, my buddy Fred Morris, one of my good friends, and we wrote songs back in the day too. One of our great friends there, John Coleman, of course, it was his wife, Karen Loper Coleman, who has requested that song a few times on our Monday night program here. Of course, we lost John at a very early age, and she's moved on to and remarried in the whole business. But interesting that she requested that song, and thank you, Fred, for that request. I shall now do an Irish song, guys. Thanks for being with us. I have a number of other requests, including Things Will Never Be the Same, and my earworm for the week, and my other earworm for the week. And I had a request from Frank and Lee Campbell for Waylon Jennings songs. I'll do that. So we're going to make our way through the program list. Here's a little song from Ireland. The very northeast of Ireland is the County Down, and it's the easternmost county. And we're going to be going there in 25. We're going to Ireland in June this year, and we're going again in September for a private family tour for a family that has asked me to put together a tour for them. And then in 25, we're going to concentrate on the northeast in Ireland, which includes County Down, Dublin and points north, County Down, Belfast, the Giant's Causeway, Bushmills Distillery, the town of Derry. That tour is still being put together. We're booking the hotels right now. We have to book it more than a year out, believe it or not. Anyway, this is an old love song from Northeast Ireland, the star of the County Down. For Kathy Heaton. Thank you, Kathy. Near Banbridge town in the County Down one morning last July, down a Boring Green came a fair Colleen. She smiled as she passed me by. She looked so sweet on her two bare feet, with the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing elf, had to pinch myself to be sure I was standing there. Between Maid and Derry Cave, all the way to Dublin town, no maid I seen like the sweet Colleen I met in the County Down. Between Maid up in Derry Cave, all the way to Dublin town, no maid I seen like the sweet Colleen I met in the County Down. As she onward sped, sure I shook my head, looked with the feeling rare. I says I to a passerby, who's a maid with the nut brown hair. He smiled at me and he says, I see, she's a gem of all Ireland's crown. Rose in the can from the banks of the Bann, star of the County Down. She made Derry Cave, all the way to Dublin town, no maid I seen like the sweet Colleen I met in the County Down. She made up to Derry Cave, all the way to Dublin town, no maid I seen like the sweet Colleen I met in the County Down. At the harvest fair, she'll be surely there, and a dress in my Sunday clothes, with my shoes sewn bright and my hat cocked right, where a smile from a nut brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke, no horse I'll yoke, till my plow its rust turns brown, till my darling bride by my own fireside sits the star of the County Down. She made a Derry Cave, all the way to Dublin town, no maid I seen like the sweet Colleen I met in the County Down. She made up the Derry Cave, all the way to Dublin town, no maid I seen like the sweet Colleen I met in the County Down. Star of the County Down. From the very most northeast part of the island of Ireland, it's the easternmost county geographically, and if you're on the little small towns there like Donegal, you can, on a clear day, you can see Scotland across the water. All the way to the west, let's do a song out to the west. What do you say? W.B. Yeats, William Butler Yeats, his favorite part of Ireland, of course, super duper poet, County Sligo, out in that part of the world. And he wrote this lyric. Cheers. Sally Gardens, my love and I did meet. She passed Sally Gardens, little snow white feet. She bid me take love easy as the leaves grow on the trees. I was young and foolish, and with her would not agree. In a field down by the river, my love and I did stand, and on my healing shoulder she placed her snow white hand. She bid me take love easy as the leaves were on the trees. I was young and foolish, and with her would not agree. Down by Sally Gardens, my love and I did meet. She passed Sally Gardens on little snow white feet. She bid me take love easy as the leaves grow on the trees. I was young and foolish, and with her would not agree. I was young and foolish, and with her would not agree. Sally Gardens, the lyric written by William Butler Yeats. We go to his graveside. They now charge you to see his grave. And then they charge you again when you have a cup of coffee or a glass of wine or whatever in a gift shop. And then they charge you again if you buy something. Anyway. But it's a frequent visit for us when we're in that part in the Northwest. We go to Clone McNoy's and we go to William Butler Yeats' grave. And we go to Westport and we go to Donegal, and it's just a blast. We go to different parts of Ireland each year. Let me know if you want to go. How we doing with it, Mom?
Fine.
I'm gonna do Mark Davis requests.
Roseville Fair?
Huh?
Did I give you the one from
Yep,
Roseville
yep.
Fair? Okay.
My buddy Mark wants to hear a song called the Roseville Fair. We've done this song many a time. I hope Pat and Verna Jordan are tuned in. He used to sing this with us all the time. This is a song written by a famous songwriter, Bill Staines. The night was clear, stars were shining, came out, so quiet in the sky. The crowd gathered around while the band was tuning. I can hear them now, playing coming through the ride. You were dressed in blue, and you looked so lovely, just a gentle flower, small town girl. Then you took my hand, and we stepped to the music with a single smile. You became my world, and we danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo and their drifting tune seemed to fill the air so long ago. But I still remember Roseville Fair. Courted well, recorded lovely. We rocked for hours on the front porch chair. Then a year ago, till the day I met you, I made you mine down at the Roseville Fair. And we danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo, and their drifting tunes seemed to fill the air. So long ago, but I still remember when we fell in love at the Roseville Fair. So here's a song for all you lovers. Here's a tune I know we all can share. May you dance all night to the fiddle and the banjo, just the way we did down at the Roseville Fair. And we danced all night to the fiddle and the banjo, and their drifting tunes seemed to fill the air. So long ago, but I still remember when we fell in love at the Roseville Fair. When we fell in love, darling, at the Roseville Fair. Roseville Fair. Great song. Bill Staines wrote it. Nancy Griffith had one of the many recordings on that song. A lot of people recorded it. And I am out of tune here a little. How we doing, Mom? How you feeling over there on the temperature there, good lady?
I'm okay. You hot?
I'm hot, yeah. You want to turn it down just a little bit? You know, when I came up here, it was 78. I said I got to cool it down a little bit more than that, and then I put on a long sleeve shirt. What you gonna do?
Well, it is pretty warm up here for me.
Yeah, it is. I know.
All righty.
You know, I'm a guy who plays music, and I'm a guy who hears music and lives music and da-da-da. And so I get earworms all the time. Driving up down the road somewhere, something's driving me up the wall. Sometimes it's something I wrote or something I'm trying to write. Sometimes it's something else. Somebody said something, just a cue. This one I heard just a cue on it on social media. And boom, out of the clear blue, I started singing this song. Eddie Arnold had the big old hit. And of course, super duper Texas songwriter and one of the first ever huge female songwriters, Cindy Walker, wrote all of these big hits for Bob Wills and this and that and the other, but she also wrote this one for Eddie Arnold. And she was gorgeous, super talented, and I don't know why she was not a big artist, but in that day, the artist was not the songwriter. And it was Chet Atkins who started bringing the songwriter to the fore. But I don't know why Cindy Walker wasn't a big old artist, just like, some others might have been later. You give your hand to me, and you say hello. I can hardly speak, my heart is beating slow, and anyone can tell. You think you know me well, but you don't know me. Oh, you don't know the one who dreams of you at night, longs to kiss your lips, longs to hold you tight. To you I'm just a friend, that's all I've ever been. No, you don't know me. I never knew the art of making love, though my heart aches with love for you. Afraid and shy, I let my chance go by. A chance you might love me too. You give your hand to me, then you say goodbye. I watch you walk away beside the lucky guy, to never ever know the one who loves you so. No, you don't know me. I never knew the art of making love, though my heart aches with love for you. Afraid and shy, I let my chance go by. A chance you might love me too. You give your hand to me, then you say goodbye. I watch you walk away beside the lucky guy, to never ever know the one who loves you so. You don't know me. You'll never ever know the one who loves you so. No, you don't know me. Cindy Walker is her name. Look up all the other songs she wrote, like all of that Bob Wills music out of Texas. Now my buddy Scott has requested a song from the new album. I'll do two songs from the new album. I'll do the title song, and then I'll do the one that has been requested, only because the title song is not nearly as sad and slow as the last 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 songs I've been doing. The title song for the new album is Already Home. Thank you, Greg Knott, for taking the album cover photos. And thank you, my good wife, for doing us a video on YouTube for Already Home. Clock tower in the old town, sounding 7 bells, when I finally got my old truck on the road. An earworm was repeating in my weary brain, traveling hard, carrying a load. 13 hours staring through a bug-stained windshield on a crowded highway all alone. Just like yesterday, just like the day before, sometime late tomorrow I'll be home. Home, already home. Seems like I'm up to some days I've been gone. Crossing the Mississippi, rolling down through Tennessee, but in my heart I'm already home. Looking over my shoulder, it's mighty hard to see how I survived these miles and years away. But the prayers of my good mother and the wife I love so much are the only reason I'm alive today. Home, already home. Seems like I'm up to some days I've been gone. Crossing the Mississippi, rolling down through Tennessee, in my heart I'm already home. Dry shave in the mirror beneath the truck stop moon, clean shirt and Walmart roses, Honey, I'll be home soon. God willing, one day I can lay this hammer down, unpack this old suitcase one last time, and I'll work this sandy soil my father gave to me. This old highway won't even cross my mind. Home, already home. Seems like a month of Sundays I've been gone. Crossing the Mississippi, rolling down through Tennessee. But in my heart I'm already home. Crossing the Mississippi, rolling down through Tennessee. But in my heart I'm already home. Home. Already home.
For some reason, YouTube is blurry and cutting out some. Don't know why.
We seem to be having some problem with YouTube. I don't know what it is, friends. You know, we never know. We just do it from here. And then it happens as it happens out there on the wide world of web.
Yeah, I checked our
Yeah.
internet and it's fine.
Yeah.
So.
So we think we're okay, but
But yeah, I'm blurry.
are you? Yeah. So it's a little bit blurry for some reason on Facebook. You know, maybe it's
No, it's on YouTube.
on YouTube. Maybe it's a little bit of nose grease on the camera there. Little nose grease on the camera there. Or something, who knows.
I tried to turn it off and turn it back on. And it
It's all good.
didn't help.
One of the other songs from the new album is called Things Will Never Be the Same. This song was mostly written by my friend Dan Kraft. He and I write a lot of songs together, especially in the old days, more so then than we do now. But this is one of the ones that we had done a long time ago. And I will say Dan wrote most of this. And as we've said many times on this program, if Dan writes a song, it's a sad one. Somebody dies or somebody leaves or something goes amiss.
Somebody gets stabbed.
Somebody gets that one he gutted the preacher on Sunday night. You gut a preacher on Sunday night, that sets a tone. He gutted him with his knife on Sunday night. Why am I laughing? Anyway, there it is. I should sing that one, shouldn't I?
Mm-hmm.
You know who recorded that, Cherry? Was Mike Thompson. Mike Thompson recorded it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
It's on his album. Anyway, Dan wrote a song called Things Will Never Be the Same. Now we've gone too far. We won't pass this way again. Like my poor old heart, falling apart from deep within. Last night I thought I heard you whisper calling out my name. Some things never change. Things will never be the same. You're so far away tonight, just a feeling I can't shake. Might be the clouds rolling in, like the fog out on the lake. Sometimes I think I hear you, like a cold wind blowing through my brain. Some things never change. Things will never be the same. There's a full moon on the rise, see it climbing through the trees. I'm too tired and weak to fight, I just need a chance to breathe. My old heart is playing games. things will never be the same. This time is fading fast, like some long forgotten dream. This time it'll never last. It's coming apart at all the seams. I think I hear you, but it's just the sound of rain. Some things never change. Things will never be the same. There's a full moon on the rise, see it climbing through the trees. I'm too tired and weak to fight, I just need a chance to breathe. My old heart is playing games. Things will never be the same. Some things never change. Things will never be the same. Not a happy song. Never be the same. My buddy Dan Kraft mostly wrote that song, and I think I'm catching up on the request here, Cherry, except for Till Then. See if I can pull that one off. But do something a little bit happier. You know, we played in near Raleigh, North Carolina this past Friday night, and my buddy Clay Rice was supposed to come meet us and do the gig with us. And he ended up getting hung up in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and couldn't make it over. So we didn't get him there, so I had to do a couple of his songs. I had to do a couple of his songs. We've done albums together in Charleston, and we used to do a get-together, a bunch of ne'er-do-wells and songwriters and shoot guns and write songs and hang out and ride ATVs, and somebody always got hurt. Down in the Ace Basin, south of Charleston. Anyway, my buddy Clay Rice, good songwriter, also a premier silhouette artist, travels all over the country and other parts of the world doing silhouettes, if you know what silhouettes are. Anyway, he also is a songwriter. He and I do a lot of songs together. Cheers. A little southern thing. RC cola, moon pies, what it takes if you want love from me. RC cola, moon pie, southern loving secret recipe. I was talking with my lady, walking with my baby, sat down on a park bench for a kiss. She looked at me real coy, said, "Get your hands off me, boy. Just one little thing you might have missed. RC cola and moon pie, what it takes if you want love from me. Woo! RC cola, moon pie, southern loving secret recipe." I was walking with my lady, talking with my baby, sat down on a park bench for a kiss. She looked at me real coy, she said, "Get your hands off me, boy. Just one little thing you might have missed. RC cola and moon pies is what it takes if you want love from me. Woo! RC cola, moon pie, southern loving secret recipe. If you want to be my lover, don't bring me one without the other. R.C. Cola, moon pies. R.C. Colas and moon pies. Many people in the world don't know what in the world I'm talking about. In the South, we have all of these things that are part and parcel of our day to day. And back in the day, we didn't do a cappuccino and latte. We did RC colas and moon pies and a Coke, a little 6.5 ounce Coca-Cola, which everybody called a dope. We called them a dope in the old days. And my granddaddy said when they went to 15 cents, he said, I'll never drink another one. And I don't believe he did, but anyway. But you got to have nabs. If anybody knows what a nab is, if anybody knows what viennas are, viennas. Anyway, all of these things that we do in the South that are different than other parts of the world. That reminds me of a song called Southern Suggestions, written by my friend Michael Reno Harrell. I've been on the phone with him this week because he's traveling down south. He lives in western North Carolina, but he's been in Florida and around. And he's coming back through Savannah, Georgia this month to do a program at Randy Wood's Music Emporium, Pick and Parlor, Randy Wood's Pick and Parlor in Bloomingdale, which is outside of Savannah, on Saturday, May 18. And then I'm hosting him to do a concert in Charleston, Mount Pleasant, at the Bohemian Bull on Sunday, May 19. I'll open for him and we'll do some songs together. I'll open for him and then he'll do the show. But he wrote all of these songs, including a song called The Nickel that many people have heard me do, and I've had many requests for over the years. Big Frank Waddell used to sing that one all the time, and we recorded it on him in one of our albums. Anyway, another song that Michael Reno wrote is a song about all things Southern. It's Duke's mayonnaise on hot dogs and ketchup on French fried potatoes. Sausage gravy on biscuits and cornmeal on fried green tomatoes. If you're cooking a pig, you gotta start about 3 in the morning. And if you're going to Myrtle Beach, pay attention to hurricane warning. Honeysuckle tastes sweet if you suck the back end of the blossom. Fried catfish tastes great, but I only know 3 people that eat possum. If you're plowing a garden, a little Ford tractor will do. Or get a John Deere if you got more than an acre or 2. These aren't rules, they're just some things we figured out to make living easy when you live in here in the South. Now you don't order grits. They just come anytime you say eggs. Clear fingernail polish when chiggers get a hold of your legs. Don't drink the moonshine unless you know where it was made. And never stand in the sun anytime you can sit in the shade. Now an old tractor tire painted white and placed in the yard makes a quite stunning planter. It's a stunning planter, but you don't use a tire from a car. See a car tire you tie to a rope and you hang from a tree. And tobacco juice works like a champ when you're stung by a bee. Are y'all writing this down? These aren't rules, they're just some things we figured out. Make living easy when you live in here in the South. Now y'all is plural, but if it's only one, just say you. It's all right to be Catholic or Mormon or Hindu or Jew. See, the Baptist don't own the South. They just use the name. And iced tea ain't for breakfast, and all barbecue is not the same. And of course I'm partial to mustard-based barbecue. I grew up on it, and it ain't fit to eat if it ain't got no mustard, in my opinion. Try to eat lunch where the waitresses all call you honey. Maybe one of these days you'll think John Boy and Billy are funny. And the fact that some people make money bass fishing is amazing. And NASCAR is kicking IndyCar's ass at car racing. Woo! These aren't rules, they're just some things we figured out. And make living easy when you live in here in the South. That's for my buddy Steve Edwards. He never worked in... He always worked in the IndyCar racing instead of the... Anyway. Wow. I'll do a couple of these. And then we got to get ourselves out of here, guys. Thanks for being with us.
Jeff, maybe for the Mother's Day, play Tell Mama I Tried.
Maybe so. Oh boy. Mother's Day is Sunday coming. And you know, we do little milestones here on the program. And this past Wednesday was the 1-year anniversary of the passing of Gordon Lightfoot. And I did some of his songs over the weekend and at other places. But anyway, I'm trying to work on this other one. I'm going to try it for you. This was done by Jerry Douglas and Peter Rowan, if you know who they are. Cheers. Winter wind is whining low, snow-covered ground, midnight sky is black as ink, snowflakes like stars falling down. Wayside tavern window light beckons unto me. Tarry by the fireside light, seek good company. I came in to join the den, so carefree and so loud, just to lose old Mr. Blues and to mingle with the crowd. Blue light glows where the whiskey flows, and amber down my glass burns my lips like a passionate kiss, and I can't let it pass. Fiddles play love's melody, calls us to the dance, and your eyes, like distant stars, embrace me in their trance. I came in to join the den, so carefree and so loud, just to lose old Mr. Blues and to mingle with the crowd. Anytime you want me, I'll find my way to you by the wayside tavern door with my old friend Mr. Blues. Anytime you want me, I'll find my way to you by the wayside tavern door with my old friend Mr. Blues.
It's a sad song, man.
Another happy one.
I know.
You know, I'm a sucker for the sad ones. And as I said, Jerry Douglas. Who is Jerry Douglas? And Peter Rowan. Who is Peter Rowan? They're both still alive, by the way. Old time Jerry Douglas, of course, the premier dobro player. Peter Rowan, very famously folk and bluegrass, songwriter, performer. And I think that they did it on an album. What's the name of the album? I used to know the name of the album, but and they may have written it. I don't know. I need to look that up.
I think I hear thunder. That might be why the...
Yep. I think we have some storms outside here, which might be why we're having a little bit of trouble with the sound and the signal. I shall now do for Patrick. Did Patrick want to hear Sweet Savannah?
Yeah, for Sarah Fairclough.
Yep. So I shall do Sweet Savannah Nights for Sarah. Our friend Sarah Fairclough. I couldn't believe we lost her. I talked to her within a week of when she passed. She had gone to rehab as she thought she was going to bounce back. And then, boom, she was gone. I couldn't believe it. Our friend Sarah. And, you know, Cherry, I recorded Love Will Come to You for Sarah on the album. But it is thundering outside. We have a storm passing through, and so we're going to go ahead and do a couple of songs here and get ourselves offline. That might be why we're having problems with the signal. This is a song called Sweet Savannah Nights, written by my friend Sonny Birch in Savannah and myself. We lost Sonny during the pandemic, but not due to the pandemic. And but she had given me the lyric to this song in 2008, and I finished it in 2010. And it's a title song from my biggest selling record album, and a song called Sweet Savannah Nights. Cheers. Here's to Sonny.
Yeah, here's to Sarah, too.
And to our great friend Sarah Fairclough. How long has it been? Years have come and gone. The world keeps on turning. I keep holding on. Still see us arm in arm beneath the dancing street light. How we loved our hearts away. Sweet Savannah nights. Supper on the veranda, walking through the park, whispering by the parlor lamp, when the world was getting dark. Your kiss on my brow made all the darkness bright. Yes, I remember you. Sweet Savannah nights. haunts me like a ghost. It cuts like thorny crown. I'm going back to bed now. Dream with all my might. I'll be loving that sweet Savannah nights. Live oaks spread their wings to catch the Spanish mosses. But everything has changed now. I guess you just got lost. Oh, but the jasmine's on the breeze. I'm gonna be alright. I'm just missing you. Sweet Savannah nights. It only takes a moment to run that memory down. It haunts me like a ghost. I wear it like thorny crown. I'm going back to bed now. Dream with all my might. I'll be loving sweet Savannah nights. Oh, you know I still love you. And sweet Savannah nights. You know, Sonny and I wrote parts of that, and she wrote a large part of that, the lyric, and I did the music. But you know, Cherry, she wrote the line, "The jasmine's on the breeze," and later when I had rewritten it and recorded it and everything else, she said, "You do know that the jasmine is Confederate jasmine. It's not your yellow jasmine up there in South Carolina." She said, "Don't get confused. It's the Confederate jasmine, and not your jasmine in South Carolina." Anyway, but that was my buddy Sonny. God rest her. God rest her. Our friend Karen Berman wanted to hear "Till Then." I'm going to do that for her, and then we shall get ourselves out of here. It might be settling down out there. If I had my phone, if it weren't sending you a Facebook message right now, I would look at the radar, but I'm not going to. There you go. Huh?
We can't.
This is a song I heard in Nashville. I think the only big act that ever recorded this was, Lord have mercy. What's his name? Did God Bless the USA? Lee Greenwood. I think he recorded this. I heard it at the publishing company. It's called "Till Then." I played this for Karen at her wedding. I could recite verses from some poet that you know how long my love will last, but they wouldn't be my words, and you'd know it. Just well-worn phrases from the past. I won't say till the oceans all run dry, till the stars fall from the sky, till the mountains are just dust in the wind. But I swear from my heart, till I draw my last breath, I'm yours Till then, till then, darling, I pledge my love for forever. Promise my heart for eternity. But I didn't put this universe together, and I don't know where the end of time will be. But I'll give you a promise I can keep, that as long as my heart beats, my love for you won't end. I know someday I'll awake to the touch of God's hand, but I'm yours till then. I'll give you a promise I can keep, that as long as my heart beats, my love for you won't end. I know someday I'll awake to the touch of God's hand, but I'm yours till then. For Karen, my good friend, it's been a long time. I wish you and your mom and this one and that one could go to Ireland with us again one of these days. You know, I keep talking to Harry and saying, let's do a reunion tour of the Harry Heads. But, you know, Harry is so busy and he's got so many things going on. He's spending all of his time on cruise ships, right? And he's in the middle of the ocean right now between Bermuda and Ireland on a cruise ship. What could go wrong? Anyway, who knows? We might do that one of these days. Jane List wanted to hear Lonely River.
Yeah, and the Wendell's guys are on. I think they're separate. They're not in the
Yeah.
background. They're chiming in.
Howdy to our Wendell friends. We were up there Friday night. You guys were too generous and too gracious. Great hospitality. And I'm sorry we had to hustle back. We should have hung around and had. Greg was telling me about the coffee he makes up there, some kind of special. I don't know what it was, but he tried to tell me. But I told him I had to hustle back. Next time we won't hustle back. We'll do it differently next time. Thank you, friends. Um, let's just do it. See. I wrote the song a long, long time ago. Songs float around in your head, and you have to find time to sit down in one place in order to finish it. Jane List for the request. It's one of my former albums. Uh, Sometimes you just need a line or an idea to song. And I was passing across the Mississippi River in some of my travels. I don't remember. And I remember thinking about how big and slow and monumental this river was. And yet it started, very small and this and that. And I started putting ideas together in my head. And then I wrote the line eventually on the western coast of Georgia. Well, unless you're on the Chattahoochee River, you ain't on the western coast of Georgia. Unless it's the Chattahoochee River, you ain't got no west. Well, anyway, but that's how song. I don't know why songs start, but they do. And I wrote this song called "Lonely River." I ended up sitting in St. Pete Beach at the band room, and I wrote the whole song in almost no time once I sat down with it in my brain. And I literally recorded it on my little speaker thing, and I played it back to myself, and I said, "Who wrote that?" it came to me so fast. It happened all at one time. And I said, I was just a vehicle. I was just a channel for this song to have been written. Because I didn't write it myself. It just came. That's the way it happens sometimes. It's God's gift. The name of the song is Lonely River. And it's not about a river at all. Western coast of Georgia, there's a river there that flows like a herd of turtles moving to an unseen undertow. Without rest, without hurry, silently it goes down the Alabama lowlands, the Gulf of Mexico. In the mountains where it started, in its young headwater days, it was shallow and fast moving. It had to have its way. But the damn builders and mountains that it had to go around turned its eager voice to an almost silent sound. Oh, river, roll on to the sea. Lonely river, you will soon be free from the load you've had to carry and this thing you've come to be. Lonely river, roll on to the sea. When it gets down near the ocean, it is bent and moving slow. Now all but forgotten, the heady dreams of long ago. With its destiny now certain, the weary miles and years made that cool fresh water just as salty as these tears. Roll on to the sea, lonely river, you will soon be free from the load you've had to carry, this thing you've come to be. Lonely river, roll on to the sea. Oh, lonely river, roll on to the sea. Lonely river, you will soon be free from this load you've had to carry and this thing you've come to be. Lonely river. One last song, friends. Thank you very much. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. Hear the thunder outside. Hear the thunder outside.
I was messing up too, so.
We shall do one last song. Thank you, friends. It's 9:24. We're gonna get out of here. Tempted and tried, we're often made to wonder why should it be this all day long, while there are others living amongst us. Never was to go in the wrong. Farther along, we'll know more about it. Farther along, we'll understand why. Cheer up, my brother, live in the sunshine. You'll understand it all by and by. Tempted and tried, how often we question why we must suffer year after year, being accused by those of our loved ones, even though we walked in God's holy fear. Farther along, we'll know more about it. Farther along, we'll understand why. Cheer up, my brother, live in the sunshine. We'll understand it all by and by. Soon we will see our dear loving Savior. Hear the last trumpet sound through the sky. Then we will meet those who've gone on before us. Then we shall know and we'll understand why. Farther along, we'll know more about it. Farther along, we'll understand why. Cheer up, my brother, live in the sunshine. We'll understand it all by and by. We'll understand it all by and by. We always end the program with a gospel song, and that was it. And great old standard, Farther Along. Guys, I will be in Charleston for country night tomorrow night. I will be playing a private thing Wednesday night near Augusta, Georgia. Thursday night, we're doing a songwriter event in Mount Pleasant, Charleston, South Carolina, at Bohemian Bull. Our outlaw songwriter group are going to come together and do a writer's night. Friday and Saturday, I'll be at the Sullivan Irish Pub in Sanford, Florida. Sunday night, I will be in St. Augustine, Florida, at Meehan's Irish Pub, 6 o'clock. And I'll come home on Monday and do this again next Monday night. Thank you, friends. We're going to take a break and get out of the rain.